And with that, we bring on former Buckeye, great friend of the program, George Reese. This was ugly stuff, my friend, but a win is a win. But that's a story we're getting very familiar with this team.
Right, just like you talked about, Bo. It's kind of like March Madness right now. It's just survive in advance. Everyone just wants to win. You're not overlooking any opponent right now. We're not looking past the Michigan State. We're not looking past the Indiana. We want to win that game that day and that night.
Is this a trap game for Ohio State?
No, I don't think it's a trap game. If you think anybody on that coaching staff is not aware of the Dayton Flyers and Coach Archie Miller and Jordan Seibert on that team, you're sadly mistaken. Dayton is probably looking for this opportunity to be the university in Ohio, so that's just how it is. Ohio State University always has a bullseye on their back anytime they play against any of these universities in the Ohio area. And I think Jordan Seibert is he's one of the rare guys to get a chance to play against his old team. Right?
If you were coaching this team, how would you attack in the half court? How would you get the most out of the issues they have in the half court?
I think it's the little things. We always talk about aggression, but aggression doesn't have to mean you're just trying to get a shot. It can mean you're cutting hard to the basket, taking a defender with you, getting someone else open. For bigs, you're coming up and setting aggressive pick and roll, getting him that advantage off the screen and roll that he needs, and just posting up and getting position aggressively. Aggression is the big key for Ohio State offense.
What did you guys take away from it?
That familiar smell of bad shots and bad offensive possessions. I mean, the Buckeyes came out, like they said, they wasn't sharp and shoot around, and you can see the way they started the game. 40 minutes, these Buckeyes are always trying to wait till the last second half to do it, and you just saw it in the first half today. I think right now they're being aggressive. I mean, LeQuentin is stepping up to an all-time level, getting career highs and, getting double-doubles and rebounds and point totals. Guys like Shannon Scott and Aaron Craft are trying to be that complimentary second scorer that the Buckeyes sorely needed through the year. So one thing I would say is they're being aggressive, and they're taking the pressure off the defense by trying to score some buckets, and then let their defense, is one of the best in the nation, do what they do and get those stops in late possessions. No matter what you think of him, he always surprises you. He's not known as a scorer, but in those big games, like last year in the tournament, he hit a game winner. He's one of those guys he's a gamer. He wants to come down, he wants to hit the big shot, he wants to be the guy to get the big steal, dive on the floor, as you see here. Aaron Craft is just one of those guys where when the game is on the line, he tries to make the big play. We just fell short against Dayton.
Keep shooting?
You got to keep shooting. You got to have a short memory. Like, you're going to make your next shot. You kind of got to have a memory like a defensive back in football. You got to forget the last play, step up, because if you don't shoot that wide open shot, the offensive spacing is off, and the next the defense can recover a little better. So today you seen this second half, it was kind of like a flip-flop. Michigan State didn't shoot well from the three-point arc, and Ohio State knocked some shots down when they needed to.
He's going to have these type of games.
Right. I think Sam is one of those guys that he's predicated off the flow of the defense, because when Shannon's in the passing lane, Aaron Craft's in the passing lane, that's when they get those easy layups, and Sam is one of the better athletes in the country, so he gets out on the break earlier than everybody else, and all you got to do is just throw it up. So when he can put a full game together and they're playing good defense, that's when Sam is usually eating off of that.
At this point, they are who they are, right?
Right. You're talking about guys that's been playing this game for 3 and 4 years. Aaron Craft is used to people going under screens. Shannon Scott is just used to people playing him for the jumper. Yeah. It's just the aggressiveness that they're not showing right now. Just take that extra effort to try to beat your man. Maybe you'll set somebody up for an easy jumper, and that's why we're getting late in the shot clock.
What do you like a lot about this team?
I love the defense. Some roles are being defined, and the defense has definitely been defined. It's a pleasure to watch the Buckeye team on defense. The deflections, the quick hands. It's almost like a pick six in the NFL. The defense is leading to a quick offensive score.
What are you seeing out of his game?
He's growing right before our eyes. And Mark Loving's game is one of those guys that's catered and is a perfect fit for Thad Matta's system. That stretch four-man that can be able to knock the three down, maybe create off the dribble, and be able to post up. There's no days off. I think Coach Matta and his staff are going to make sure his team is humble and ready to play. That's why the Big Ten has a representative in the Final Four the last 5 years, because it's kind of almost like the WWF Battle Royal. Like, they're going to beat up on each other the most of the season, and they know that they can't take any opponent lightly. So I definitely expect them to be ready for the battle. Thunder and lightning, ebony and ivory, whatever you want to call it. But
I like the last one. That's good.
Ebony and ivory. But listen, I think Shannon might be the team's best defender. And we just talked about how good Aaron Craft was on the ball.
Now, wait a second. Explain that a little bit.
Because I think his range defensively is a little bit longer and wider than Aaron Craft's. He can guard the speedy point guards, and he can guard the bigger guards. So Shannon Scott is just as important on that team defensively as Aaron Craft is. It's almost like a blessing in disguise. If you look at the offense that Matta runs, it's kind of like a by-committee type of offense where, they dribble penetration, handoffs, and things like that. So the balance on offense is going to be key. I would rather have them balanced offensively than having 1 or 2 guys to key on like we've been used to the past couple of years with Jared Sellinger and Deshaun Thomas. So the balance is a blessing in disguise, but when we have these tough road games, you want that guy that you can come down and you're going to get that bucket out of.